today's production.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of our debate for today is reward versus punishment. The affirmative team says that children should be rewarded instead of punished, and the negative team disagrees, and thinks that children should be punished instead of rewarded. On the affirmative team, we have Jellica and Ethan, and on the negative team, we have Jericho, Angie, and Benson. I'm teacher Nikki, and I will be their judge. Good luck. Good luck. Let's begin. First, affirmative speaker. You have 5 minutes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this debate. The topic of today is children should be rewarded instead of punished. Now, we as today's affirmative team strongly believe that this is true, but before we begin, let us first define some important terms in this debate. We believe that what is meant by children is a young person below the age of 13. When we say reward, we mean that give something to someone for doing good things. We say that punishment we mean something you give when the people do bad things, like time out, scolding, and more. When we say parents, we mean that is father and mother. We as today's affirmative teams have a structures of our case as follows. The first speaker will be talking about the first half of our argument. Jellica, our second speaker, will do her second half, and she will also do the rebuttal. Now, I will begin with my argument. Our purpose agrees that children should be rewarded instead of punished by their parents for the following reasons. Firstly, giving punishment is the way people do it before, but now people give more rewards. It is the new and better way. Secondly, children should be happy and not sad. Rewards make children happy, and punishment makes children sad. And lastly, my opinion, reward means teaching with love but punishment is different. Punishment is based on the bad things that a child does. For these reasons and more, we will win this debate. Thank you.
First, negative speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We as today's negative team strongly believe that children should be punished instead of rewarded by their parents. We as today's negative team has structured our case as follows. The first speaker, will be talking about the traits of children who have not been punished. Jericho, our second speaker, will talk about the traits of children who have been punished, and Benson will do the rebuttal. Before I come down to my own argument, let us first have to look at what affirmative first speaker has said. He said that punish means based on the children do the best thing. But if children don't know what they do is bad, then they will not improve. Now, I will begin with my argument. Our team proposed that children should be punished instead of rewarded by their parents for the following reason. Threats of children who have not been punished. They will not respect their parents or other authority figures. They will lack self-control. Child parenting above. According to Wikipedia, they will not know what is appropriate behavior. They will be willful, selfish, and generally unpleasant company. They will not have social skills that are important for many, making friends such as empathy, patience, and knowing how to share. They will be more likely to engage in negative behavior that are harmful and even potentially dangerous for themselves as well as others. They will be unhappy. We also think that if experience is the best teacher, it's because natural consequences are the best punishments. And because of this reason and more, we have won this debate.
Second affirmative speaker.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As the affirmative, we strongly believe that children should be rewarded instead of punished by their parents. And I would like to put some feedback to what the first negative has said. They said that children that are not punished will have no respect for authoritative figures or parents. And we don't think this is true because if we teach them how to respect these figures or these people, then they will learn. It is not by punishment that they will learn how to respect them. It is by teaching them how to respect them. And they also said that children will not know the appropriate behavior if they do not get punished. But we think this is wrong because if you reward them by doing appropriate behavior, they still will learn how to act and how to speak instead of the not appropriate behavior. Because, yes. And I would like to continue on with my points. According to experiments done by Psychology Today, which is a website written by experts in psychology, and as well as Dutch neuroscientists from Leiden University, they both said that reward is more effective than punishment when it comes to children. Well, punishment is more effective in adults because children's minds work differently. It is easier for them to learn what is right and what is wrong from rewards rather than punishment. If you think about it for a moment, it is obvious that information which shows you what you did wrong is more complicated than information which shows you that you did something well. So younger children may have an easier time processing simpler, positive, rewarding information than negative feedback. As the authors from the book said, learning from mistakes is more complicated than carrying on the same way as before. So that means it takes more brain power to figure out what is done wrong than what is done correct. And second, according to childpsych.org, children who are punished lie more to avoid punishment. The authors of this website said that the threat of punishment teaches them to lie, but not only teaches them to lie, but the lying gets more and more and more advanced as children learn new ways of continuing to cover up the things they did wrong and to avoid punishment. Number 3, punishments that don't make sense to children and have nothing to do with what they did wrong may not help them behave better next time, which is what all the adults do in most cases of punishing children. We believe that to help children learn, we should help them learn the consequences of doing the wrong things themselves, which is, as the negative side said, natural consequences. They will learn better that way. Number 4, according to American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, you don't really need to know what that is, physical punishment may influence short-term behavior, but may lead to bullying behaviors, fear, low self-esteem, and even further behavior problems. So that means that punishment done physically, which is hitting the child or making them stand, children may lead to children bullying other children, or fear, or thinking that they're not as good as they should be. And because of these reasons, we have won this debate.
Second negative speaker.
Hello, everyone. I am the second speaker of the negative team, and my job here today is to say what the traits of children who have been punished. Well, the first thing is I would like to say that so the children who have been punished are more self-control, have more self-control, and are more self-sufficient. These are children who have been given firm but loving guidance. Punishment doesn't have to be all just hitting and letting them stand in the corner, although that is also a form of punishment. The second thing that I would like to say is that children who have punishment are more responsible and enjoy being good and helping others at home, at school, and in the world at large. And they are more self-confident, and they know their opinions and feelings will be heard, and that their parents love them even though they make mistakes. And they know they're good, accountable for mistakes or misbehavior, and are more likely to make good choices because they want to, not because they fear punishment. They are pleasant to be around and more likely to have an easier time making friends. Positive punishment occurs when a response produces a stimulus, and that responses decreases in probability in the future in similar circumstances. Okay, so there's an example on the web. Childparenting.about.com, that a mother yells at a child when he or she runs into the streets. And if the child stops running into the street, the yelling ceases. The yelling acts as positive punishment because the mother presents an unpleasant stimulus in the form of yelling. The more you reward people, the less interest they come to have in whatever they have to do to get the reward. We also believe that in psychology, punishment is always effective in changing behavior, even when children don't feel punished. Not only is it possible for children's behavior to be punished without punishing children, it is possible for their behavior to be punished while at the same time being nice to them. And for these reasons, we have won this debate. Thank you. I'm sorry. All these sources that I found are from Wikipedia.com.
5-minute break for the rebuttal. The negative team's rebuttal. 5 minutes.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I'm the negative team's first speaker. My name is Benson. I will do a rebuttal. The affirmative first speaker have said, reward can let children be happy, and more punishment will make children sad. But I think let children be used to punishment. If they have too much reward, will make them become too rely on their parents. And they said they like to no punishment. They're wrong. Because if children don't have punishment, they will know. They are do correct and will do again and again and again. As you have heard, the reasons why we agree that children should be punishment is because punishment is a way effective in changing behavior. Punishment can let children have more self-control and be more responsible. Punishment can let children make good choices. If we don't use punishment, children will lack self-control and will not know what is appropriate behavior. This knowledge are from Wikipedia and childparenting.about.com. We believe that people are born evil, and the best way to let us become better is by punishment. Of these reasons, we have won this debate.
Rebuttal for the
Yes, be good.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by refuting against what the negative side has said. They said that they believe that children are born evil, and that that to make children better, it is to give them punishments. But we think that punishment is a form of evil, and to fight evil with evil just doesn't work. 1 + 1 does not make negative, and a negative does not make a positive. It just doesn't work like that. And I would like to say that the affirmative has used Wikipedia as their source, but as I went to research, according to Wikipedia is not considered a credible source. Citation of Wikipedia in research papers may be considered unacceptable because Wikipedia is not considered a credible or authoritative source. And it also says, anyone can edit the information given at any time. So that means that most of their arguments do not have authority and are not supposed to and cannot be used in their arguments. And now I would like to restate our arguments. We said that according to experiments done by Psychology Today, a website written by experts in psychology, and as well as Dutch neuroscientists from Leiden University, both sites said that reward is more effective than punishment when it comes to children, because learning from mistakes is more complicated than carrying on in the same way as before, which means that learning, it takes more thought and more brain power to figure out what was done that is a mistake than what is correct, which is how children think in their age. And it's just how the minds of children work. So it is more effective. And according to childpsych.org, children who are punished lie more to avoid punishment. the authors in the book concluded that the threat of punishment may not only encourage lying, but the lying may also become more advanced as the children learns new ways of continuing to cover up to avoid punishment. Third, punishments that don't make sense to children have nothing to do with what they did wrong may not help them behave better next time. So, which is what most of the adults do to their child. Like the punishment sometimes is too severe, and that children do not know what they do wrong, and it leads to my next point, which is according to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, physical punishment may influence short-term behavior that may lead to bullying behaviors, fear, low self-esteem, and even further behavior problems. And short-term behavior, which is, as the negative set has said, gives them more self-control, makes them more self-sufficient, but it is only short-term. This is not in the long term. So they will still grow up to not be responsible or good adults if they are affected negatively, which is by punishment. And we believe that it is. We believe that giving them reward is a form of love, and giving them punishment does not come from love. And for these reasons, we have an honest debate. Thank you.
That was horrible.
See how you
Good job, everybody.
Good job.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
有帮时刻 Wikipedia 有谁 Wikipedia 你吗？
No, I didn't.
Now for my comments and my judging. Let me give a comment to the negative team first. Okay. The first negative speaker, Andy, you got 5 points. Okay. The only thing you missed, your points are clear. They were strong. You have expert opinion. However, you didn't give any statistics or examples. You lack those things. The second negative speaker got 7 points. Your delivery was 3. You got 2 for delivery because I feel like somehow you still can't, right? Like you didn't look at me even once. And,
I put that camera on you.
oh,
But you are just
right. I also feel like you lack a little bit of conviction while you're speaking. I gave you 2. I gave the second negative speaker 3 points for delivery. Your reasons were clear. They were strong. You had an example and you had expert opinion, but no statistics. Just that. You missed 1 point. Okay, for your rebuttal, I gave you 1 point, an additional 1 point. So that's a total of 8. And now let's go to the rebuttal. For the rebuttal, for the negative speaker, you got 7 points. Okay, it's good that you had a rebuttal for 2 of their arguments, so I gave you an extra 2 points, and your delivery was 3 points. Very good delivery. Okay, for the affirmative team, so you have a total of 7 points. For the affirmative team, okay, first speaker, I gave your delivery 3 points. That was really good. Okay, for your reasons, they were all very clear. It's easy to understand. Everybody understood what he said, right? Okay, however, they were not strong enough, I feel. I think that it's all just your opinion. Okay, maybe Jellica helped you a little bit, but I feel like it's not strong enough. You don't have examples, and you didn't research on the internet. So it's all from you. So for you, I gave 4 points. Okay, next, the second affirmative speaker. She was very strong. Her delivery was 3 points. Her reasons were very clear, so I gave her 1 point. Strength of her reasons, I gave her 2 points. She's the only one who got 2 points. Her examples, she didn't have any, but all of them were from experts, so I gave her another 1 point. But her rebuttal, her refutation against the first negative speaker, I gave you 1 point, I gave her a 0.5. Because, like, she cannot say why she disagrees. So her total is 7.5. Okay, that was strong. Okay, now for the rebuttal. Okay, the rebuttal stage, her delivery was still 3 points, another 3 points. And all in all, the total is she was able to refute all your arguments, I guess. Most of your arguments. I gave her 10 points.
Oh.
So, what do you think is the total? Did you add all your scores? Okay, add all your scores and see
Oh,
the
yeah.
total.
You were so close.
What was yours? Do you
7, 7, and 5.
Wait, did I get how much did I get?
14 plus
You got
9.
11.
I got 8.
Oh, you
8,
got
5, 7.
7. 20. Ah,
You
24.
got 20. How about that?
21.
21.5.
Oh.
So, who's the winner? The affirmative team. You did well, 20 is not. It's 21.5 and 20 for the negative. Okay. Please up, please stand up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's give them
Thank
the
you.
arms.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And Ethan.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Woo!
Shake hands, right? You need to stand up and shake hands to each other.
Yeah.
Very good
Good
game.
day.
Take the defeat lightly, okay?
I don't want you to listen.
Ethan,